Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If there's people that watch the last video that I made, which I must admit was really weird and I hadn't put that much preparation into it. It's kind of just last minute. I need to make this eating vlog. So yeah, I just wanted to do it. I just used whatever food I had in the house, which was sadly not that much and not that tasty. Anyway, that was the last video. So this this video I'm going to be eating just some food that I whipped up, groceries I brought today. As you can probably tell by the sound of my voice, I am sick with the flu. I believe it's the flu. It's not COVID. It's worse than COVID, at least for me. Anyway, that's all boring matters. So I'm just going to talk about I'm going to go on to talk about this food that I'm going to eat, which is going to help me with my sickness. Yeah. So we've got some fresh garlic. I just, peeled it and we'll drop it into the hatch hole. And we've got some freshly raw cut up ginger, mandarin, grapefruit, bastard, and red chilli, which I'm also going to consume whole. Funny story with the chili actually. I was recently away visiting some family and I thought it would be really funny to do this party trick. My brother had this insane hot sauce. It was actually called Beyond Insanity hot sauce, and he said, you'll go to hospital if you eat it. And I was like, I want to try it. Thinking I was so tough, so I tried a bit. There was like a few people at the house all hanging out. So I'll try a bit. So my brother went and got the sauce for me. And I had probably like a tiny amount, like just the tip of my pinky finger. And I was like, this is weak. This is nothing, man. But it was pretty hot, to be honest with you. I was like just sitting there waiting for it, because chili you kind of have to wait for it to affect you. It's not instantly burning. To go through the whole process. So a couple of the other people at the party tried some as well, and they're like, yes, it's pretty hot. And then I was just sitting there at the party, and I was getting pretty bored, to be honest with you. Not really interested in joining in any conversation, and if I was to, it was like boring anyway. It's like I'm in a bored state. Or maybe, I don't know. I just couldn't be bothered, really, making an effort to be really social. So I thought, let's try more of this hot sauce. So I whipped it out, and I took a whole teaspoon worth, which actually on the bottle it said take no more than a teaspoon, and that was probably like in a meal. Anyway, I just popped it in, and funny enough, I actually ended up having the most insane bodily sweat. My whole body was sweating. I had to strip off my top, so I was down to just wearing a singlet. And then I ran in, I was like, oh, my stomach was so sore. I was like, the worst cramps, burning. Excuse me. I was just burning up. My insides were burning. I could feel my ears were stinging. I could feel the fire. Basically, then I was just excuse me, vomiting my guts up. It was so horrific. I was like, my little brother came running down the stairs. You alright? Are you alright, little O? It's like, please call the ambulance. Like, I need to go to hospital. Like, can you die from hot sauce? Google it, brother. And it turns out you won't die unless you eat like maybe just over half a bottle, and maybe you go to hospital. But it was just so crazy. But it did go away eventually. But I was really sick, and then even for the whole next day I had like diarrhea. Anyway, so let's go ahead and eat this meal that I've created. First we'll pop in the ginger. It's edible. I reckon we'll just try and eat it all at once. Excuse me. This drink that I've made is actually hot, so it's not the easiest thing to down. So let's try more of this ginger. It's fine, but I'm gonna open up this mandarin. You may notice the music in the background is actually ABC Classic. It's very warm in here in this living room. Almost too warm. Anyway, what is there to say? It's just getting warmer and warmer these days. I'm out on the cold streets in the winter and I'm sweating. Why is that? I'm wearing snow pants, I suppose, and thermals. I like wearing a lot of layers. I like wearing a lot of layers because I like the padded look.
Spring is coming, the second of two works presented by the Guangdong.
I'm just going to eat these garlics at the same time, so it's just
down. You Are Secluded in My Wound, a piece by Lady and Young Charles. Spring is coming. The choir was performing with these other choirs as part of the Gondwana World Choral Festival, the gala closing concert on the 21st of July 2019 at the concert hall at the Sydney Opera House. Once again, all of the details will be available at our website on abc.net.au. I've been mentioning the various outfits that each of the choirs have been wearing because they represent not just the choirs but the countries as well. None more so than the next choir you're to hear, the Inner Mongolia Youth Choir, beautiful in their traditional dress of either a beautiful yellow or dark blue traditional headdress as well. And you can get some pictures up on the website. We will.
That's hurting my stomach, man.
Classic, well worth looking at. This choir was formed in 2008. It was the first of its kind in Inner Mongolia. The choir currently consists of about 80 members.
I wonder if it's actually not very good for you to eat raw garlic.
On the plains of Inner Mongolia. In addition to Mongolian
and raw chili,
songs,
for that matter.
Chinese and several foreign languages, and many of the members play musical instruments, including the traditional Mongolian horsehead fiddle. They also perform traditional Mongolian dances. Their dresser is Yolngali, and the work that we're performing for you is by Say Enkbeya, The Sound of the Earth. And I'm going to allow for you this lovely chance to hear two of the choir members to introduce
Oh
My
man,
name
that's
is
giving me a headache.
I'm from Inner Mongolia. So this sound of us,
You know, it's super weird.
exposition. Yes.
I feel so relaxed when I'm sick, like physically sick. I think it's because
It's just like crying.
my mind slows down a bit or something, and I just have to focus on my body, just kind of submit to the pain. And I guess I'm always like, excuse me, my nose is running.
You know, nothing like that will come.
I just have to submit to this kind of body.
So just makes us have to be.
Which is interesting because maybe that's kind of what some people learn in, you know, some type of, I don't want to sound like a loser, but some type of meditation techniques is just always like bringing yourself back to the body. It's going to keep you present, so it kind of makes sense that when you're physically unwell, you are really more present than normal. What does that even mean? Like, being present is just being aware of like your surroundings or aware like, of your mind. It's always so complicated and it changes. Like sometimes I guess there's always the inside and outside. But I don't know how much of it you're in and how much is just the outside. It doesn't really make sense to me though. I mean, I've heard of these kind of thoughts about the mirror or something. Which I guess is kind of true. But it also sounds like a cliche, like that's just what everyone says. Everything is a mirror. I mean, it kind of is true though. I can see it from what I've learnt from my life so far. It's how my world on the outside has changed when I change on the inside. Like, I guess that's pretty obvious knowledge. But it's still, I forget about living like that, I suppose, thinking in this mirror world. I try and go beyond that if it's possible and like see another world. Maybe there's different worlds, different levels or something. Not a hierarchy, just like a level. Anyway, I don't really know what I'm saying. So let's just try and eat this chili. Funny enough, this will be the last, well, it won't be the last time I'm in this apartment, but it is coming to an end, so I'm trying to think of things I want to do before it closes. Things that I set out to do when I decided to live here by myself. I think I've ticked most of them off apart from really dancing by myself, which is something I really just never really done, and I don't know about dancing. It's just so hard, like, I don't have that will to dance, maybe because I don't feel things, or it's embarrassing. I think it's embarrassing. So I should do it because this video is pretty embarrassing. But I'm doing it and that feels like you should do things that are embarrassing. It's good for you. Okay. It hasn't got to the the seeds when it's going to get really hot. It's going to get some juice because I know it's going to burn, and my stomach's already hurting. My stomach is mostly hurt from, I actually had some, funny enough, I was drinking some cough syrup earlier today. Wasn't exactly because I'm sick, just because I wanted to experience that. See what it was like. I mean, I know what it's like, and it's actually quite relaxing. We kind of forget that this drink exists, and you could take it every now and then and not really get a hangover from it. So it's kind of fun to do every now and then. I was sick anyway, so the thing about that cough syrup is it gives you the worst explosive diarrhea. Like maybe there's a better one in USA. Anyway, it's kind of relaxing and fun. But that's the other weird thing about being sick. When you're sick, you kind of feel like you're on a drug in itself because you're so tired, and the mind slows down. There's more space or something. It's super weird. So let's keep eating this. My god, that wasn't even that hot. Not a very good chili. Buying food from the supermarket, vegetables, can sometimes not be that great, but it's easier to get it from there than sometimes going to the market, paying a lot. I don't want to reveal too much on here. I can probably say anything, but are you really going to confess, like, if you were a murderer or something? Maybe that you can, but anyway. I'm just thinking about, like, it was so nice spending time with my family recently. My brothers, and one brother in particular, the way that he eats food is so, like, he eats everything. So, what's the word? Methodically. So that's even how you pronounce it. Well, I just thought it was really, like, to eat every morsel, like a plate of food, and then eat every single morsel until there's nothing left on the plate. And it just seemed like quite, it made me think I want to stop being so wasteful. I've become such a wasteful person, basically since living alone in the city apartment. And also I was trying to reflect, like, when did I become so careless? And I kind of did stop, like, caring about things as much, and maybe becoming, like, a bit of an oblivious person, just because I was so absorbed in my own pain, and I was completely forgetting about, like, other things happening in the world, and just becoming selfish with all this grief that actually, the grief in itself, like, it was kind of pathetic. It was for pretty pathetic reasons to be grieving. Or maybe it wasn't, like, maybe